are y'all doing tonight? Are you ready for the show?
Are you kidding me?
Get comfortable, folks. You're in for a real show. And now, broadcasting live across the nation, we proudly present to you...
Oh, wow. Are you kidding me?
This just in, this just in, this just in, this just in.
Oh, wow.
A brand new sound is sweeping the airwaves, and you're hearing it here first.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Come on, folks, let's hear that applause. All right, folks, attention to the stage. The excitement starts now. And now, broadcasting live across the nation, we proudly present to you...
Yeah. How about that? Hey, everybody, how you doing? Yeah. If it's not one thing, it's technology. Am I right, or am I right, or am I right? Or am I right? Right. How you guys doing? How are you doing? Yeah, little bit of WrestleMania there, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of good day. I slept until 11:30 today, everybody. Then I went to the doctor, and the doctor went, "That's the nicest scar I've ever seen." I think he was hitting on me. Not sure. Hey, Allie, how are you? I have to tell you, I was cleaning up the office, and I opened, not that I didn't open it before, but I reopened the birthday card you sent me, so thank you. It like totally made my moment. You know how like some things make your day, where you're like, oh my gosh, it's going to turn it around. And then there's other things where you're like, oh, that shit I should have done. Nope. I opened that card out. I sat there for a minute. And I'm like, that was a fun trip. Speaking of which, during my waking hours, which are still limited, I feel good when I'm awake, though. I don't know if it's the back to caffeine, or if it is being able to, as the grown-ups called it, being regular. I feel so much better kind of on the regular now. So it's kind of like on top of the clean bill of health, and you know, him spending a lot of time admiring the incision work. It got a little creepy. Like I was like, nurse! Just kidding. Just having fun. Actually, he was Dr. Daru, consummate professional. He did a great job. Staff there was great. It's funny, the people that put me back together were fantastic. The people that should have identified that this was an issue, bunch of assholes. And I don't even know that it's their fault. You know, they're conditioned to see what's wrong, and is it acute enough to worry about? And are we jumping through hoops? And, you know, and, you know, the hypochondriacs of the world make it terrible for the rest of us, because, you know, the hypochondriacs are like, I think you need to do this, and I think you need to do that. That's a sin of hypochondria, because I'm not somebody, I have a high threshold of pain. I don't ask for help often, but when I do, I need it. And what I kind of realized through it is that they looked at everything, you know, everything. Like if it had a track and a specialist, they were looking at it. Even the endocrinologist was like, how do they not come up with anything? Right? Anyway, so in the midst of all of that tale of woe, I found your card, Allie, and I smiled. So, um, a couple of fun things. Somebody buzzing me right now. Quick buzzing me. Hey, Joanne. So, classes. I'm doing a free class next Tuesday. So, in this time slot will be a free class. I hope you sign up for it. Hope you sign up for it. Oh, and if you haven't gotten this yet, what are we doing here? Let's remove that. Let's add this in. If you haven't had your journal, and by the way, somebody's getting a hand delivered journal from me tomorrow morning. She doesn't even know I'm showing up. It was supposed to go out in the mail, and then it was going to go out and then it was supposed to, and I'm like, it's the 7th. We got to get this out there. Kind of lock and load. But if you don't have Paige's journal, you're going to miss out on a ton of stuff with me this year. Jump into it. 88 chimes, everybody. Not bad. Not bad. If you order it tonight, you will get it by Friday. What does it do? Well, go check it out. Go to pagesandcups.com. That is going to be a new clearinghouse for a whole bunch of really cool stuff. I have a book coming out here in a couple of weeks called the Merkaba Chronicles. And Paige is actually a key character throughout all of the short stories. She doesn't necessarily appear in all of them, but you know she's there. I think you're going to like how I wrote this. But anyways, this journal takes you through tarot every week, brings you through the astrology. Matter of fact, I got an astrology video to send out to everybody who did get it. I'm going to be sending out tomorrow. I need to do a little bit of edit because I swore like a sailor. And it's a 15-minute video. I'd rather just than recut it. So that'll go, and then I'll hit save on that as I head out the door to go get my 10 hours of sleep, and then I'll be back in the morning. Bye, in your inbox. I'm saying hi to Kathy. Somebody else is saying hi to Kathy. Oh, there we go, Sabrina. Sure, I got your message. I did get your message, but I actually looked at it at 10 o'clock at night last night. Megan, good to see you. Warrior Widow, didn't you just say that it's your birthday coming up too? Well, that's kind of cool. Haiti, how are you? Yvette, welcome aboard. I don't recognize your name, but I sort of recognize your name. Elaine, look at you. Look at you. Going out there. Hey, Elizabeth, how you doing? Yeah. As my soul sister will tell you, you look like shit, B. Bridget, good to see you. I hope you're pulling through that. Stuff K Eric, yeah, thank you. Yeah, you know what? Nothing to hold you back now. Leslie, good to see you. Alex on the Facebook side. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the YouTube channel because that's going to be coming out fast and furious. Rachel, your ears must have been buzzing like 14 Ways to Sunday, and that little thing is kind of coming through. So a couple of things I'm going to be doing. I kind of talked about getting out there and into the road, but I'm also going to be doing some stuff here locally too. One of the things I'm going to be a part of, I want to give you guys a heads up. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I own my own publishing company. It's a lot of fun. Daryl is the editor-in-chief, and she's going to lead a discussion on how to publish a book. So we're going to be at the Cohoes Library, old stomping grounds. It's where I learned how to read. I figured I'd be paying it back. You know what I'm saying? Paying it forward. Mark your calendar, all ages, all writing styles. Maybe you want to talk about how you're evolving, how you're writing, your writing style. Maybe you're stuck on character development. Maybe you're stuck on, I'm telling the same story 18 times. Hey, Trish, how are you? It's this will be a great discussion to be able to pick our brain. Look at you, 8th of January. That's a lot of fun. Expect me to be doing more of these things kind of in person. I'm also lining up and squaring away. I've been cleaning up around here. I can't lift more than 10 pounds yet. I got like another week to that. And the key of it all is that I have a whole bunch of stuff, and they just started moving it. Had help with the heavy stuff because I'm smart. But there's enough room in here for me to do some sound healing again. Limited groups, if you're upstate New York and you're interested in it, pay attention. I'll be announcing them. It's sometimes last minute, but it's how I roll right now. But this one right here, if you have any questions about this, maybe you're just generally curious about it, maybe you want to pick people's brains about the writing styles, inspirations, that sort of thing. Building your intuition is a really big thing to writing your story, whether it's being creative or being able to capture kind of who you are. January the 17th. Now, on the 13th, back it up a little bit. By the way, everybody out here in the internet world, you can all sign up for it. Go to my website, tbrianruss.com. I think I put it down there. I'll put it down there again. This is a free class, and it's really kind of the precursor of the intuitive development class. My intuitive development class will be invited as well. There are people from around the world already in the class. It's a lot of fun. But understanding intuition, what we're going to be talking about is understanding how the clairs work in everyday life. I don't care if you're a counselor, therapist, nurse, teacher, hairstylist, massage therapist, stay-at-home parent. I don't care if you're in customer service. I don't care if you manage one person or 20 people. I don't care if you have tough relationships that you have to kind of navigate and get through. I'm sorry, I have hit all of you at least twice. Hey, Bill, how are you? I'm feeling better. Got the clean bill of health. I just need to close my eyes. It's funny you should say that about Substack. Let me put a bookmark in this when I talk about understanding intuition. This is a free class. It lets you kick the tires on a couple of things. One, how I talk about topics. Not every teacher is for every student. How I teach this class is very organic. The topics are something that hit home. You may have taken similar style classes before, but as a teacher, and you can ask anybody who's been a student of mine, I put it in your lap. I put your interpretation in it. I put what your action items are, and I will find you the resources that you need. Just ask people like Jess who do readings all the time. You know, just ask any number of people that I've worked with that go out there and start to do this work. Now, maybe that's not your path. Maybe you can ask other people that have taken classes that have figured out their family wounds and started to heal their family. What's your role in your intuition and your spiritual path? These are the tools I'm helping you with. It is multifaceted, it is multi-applicable, and you will grow from it. By the way, just for giggles, I left up the discount for this. The class starts on the 27th. The discount was supposed to go until Sunday. I'm going to let it go for a couple of more days, but I will tell you, by the time you get to that class, if you haven't signed up for it, that discount goes away. For sure. That's the way it works. Janet. Oh, I got your, Janet, I don't know if you heard. I am prepping those videos now. They're going to be in your inbox tomorrow. Little behind on my end of it. Daryl had to do her stuff. I got my stuff together. You're getting a whole bunch of stuff in your inbox. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't signed up for anything with me, why in the heck fire not? You know, like, we'll do some cards. Is that backwards? Yeah, it's backwards. You should be getting my emails. And I actually sent out only 2 emails in the month of December. So much so. The good people at the website actually reached out to me and said, "Are you okay?" Yeah, ADD. Let me tell you, ADD is a real gift. It's actually kind of a super gift in a way. Rita shows up and everything goes out the window. Jesus, Rita. Senorita Rita, every time. What was I talking about? Rita shows up and I'm like, "Oh, hey, Rita. I already talked about you. You have to rewind it. Just answer the door when they get there." So in terms of like teaching style and that sort of thing, I think it's going to be a really important thing. You know, and I'll talk about something big here in a second. I don't have any astrology planned, but I want to mention that we're about to go through some serious turmoil. I'm going to start making some off videos again and just loading them up. But one of the things that I'm going to talk about is a transition from Capricorn into Aquarius right now. And I really noticed it last year when we had the inauguration, which, can you believe that horse shit's been going on for a year again already? Um, but this kind of between the 18th and the 23rd, 24th of January, we have some real stuff going on astrologically. Now, we just had the full moon in Cancer, which was an opposition, of course, of the sun, which is what makes it a full moon. You should know that right now, Astrology 101. Follow along, you'll learn as you go. And the sun was splitting Venus and Mars, but all were conjunct. And the last time that we had that, we've had a couple of notable things. And one of the other times that we had it was in 96, when we had a lot of this kind of turmoil with banking, when we had a lot of turmoil with things kind of under the radar. And you have Neptune at play. Now, as Neptune moves through the sky, as it gets out of this kind of fuzzy Piscean, like, is this a dream? Are we dealing with multiple timelines? And by the way, if there is one thing I have become very well read with over the last couple of months, there were two things that I was really involving my studies with. One of them is, hey, Jesus, what did you do between 12 and 30? Like, there's, Leo Biscaglia level research here going on. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit off here. And watch my whole thing like go flying off, and I lose the whole thing. Then, so there's that, and then also this talk of timeline shifting. This timeline shifting, there is so much evidence that we are in a simulation. There is so much evidence that we have that. Well, how do we have a simulation and have free will? How do I have the free will to pick this up and then to pick this up and then whatever? Well, the simulation is going to say, well, predictably, you're going to pick up your malachite at some point because you rub it all over yourself and you're like, stop, everybody. That is not the part you play on loop. But, by the way, I have to pull my shirt down because I'm about to show you my scars. So the dynamic to me about the timeline thing is that you have all these Aquarian things going on. And let me talk about Neptune again here for a minute. As Neptune moves into Aries, you're going to see three things kind of go on. Number one, you're going to see a lot of dreams crushed. Just crushed. Like me opening for Metallica just gets dimmer and dimmer every day. Like, at some point, you got to give up the ghost, right? It's like, whatever. It's like, hey, James, hey, Lars, you sit in for a little while, like those sorts of things. And by the way, I am feeling that much better that I really think I'm going to be dusting off the drum kit. That's how bad I felt, everybody. Anyways, let's see how it goes. Second, the other thing about Neptune in Aries is that you're also going to become a little more concrete in it. It's one thing to be a dreamer. It's another thing to put action into those dreams. And dreams always have multiple parts to it. You have the imaginative part, and then you have the go get them part. And then that's the part where things either fall apart or you learn as you go, or you gain expertise, or you gain experts and you gain people on your journey. And what we've seen a lot of is things really fall apart. During the time of Neptune and Pisces, I watched my entire career go to hell in a handbasket. I watched, a space that I built and created go south. I mean, it had a lot of external forces. I mean, COVID notwithstanding, but also some decisions along the way. People that were included, people that were just touch holes. I call them touch holes. And then the other thing that you're going to see with Aries, having Neptune move into it, is you're going to see people, you're going to see what side of the aisle you're on. Because there is, as much as there's a very safe space with Neptune and Pisces, it's also it's a little too comfortable. You know what I mean? There's a difference between giving comfort and making it too comfortable. Neptune in Pisces is too comfortable. It was too comfortable to be a dreamer. It was too comfortable to, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. Neptune in Aries is kind of giving comfort, but not for comfort's sake, but because that's a modality of accomplishment. Right? So there's a really good part of it. There's a really good part of it that Neptune is going to kind of take control of some, I'm almost going to say aggression or allowance of things to change for the better. I think we're going to see the American dream come back into place. It's going to look different though. I think we're also going to see some dynamic shift personally, but also on the grander scale. Because don't forget, those outer planets are really generational planets. So we're about to go through a generation of change of concrete dream making. Back on the sun with Venus and Mars in conjunct to it. This is, on one side of it, it is a power source. By the way, Venus is equally as passionate as Mars, and Mars is equally as passionate as Venus. It's just how they go about it. Venus kind of wants the nurturing beauty of the natural. They want the bloom. Well, Mars wants to rip the petals open and go, "See, aren't you pretty?" It's like, oh my gosh, that's so terrible. By the way, if you're getting relationship advice from me, not a good plan. Second of all, the idea that we're living in a time where our president is so completely off the rails. I mean, I've shied away from politics, and I'm realizing I need to lean back into it in a very, I think you guys are going to like how I do this. But I want to share this. Aries are good. Listen, there are good people everywhere. There really are. And even when I'm giving crap to the Virgos, you see what I did there? Somebody just shit-shamed me in Oregon. So even though I kind of rib Virgos a little bit, it's because they have virtues that I haven't quite mastered. That's really what it is. But it's when you have these energies, when you take a president who is a Gemini, whose rising is literally affected with the Algol star in his 10th house, you begin to realize that he could have made such an incredible impact on the world if he had only been hugged, if he'd only been heard, if he'd only been recognized. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, his chart could have been, a philanthropy level, Jane Goodall, life-changing person. But he's not. He is also a touch hole. And what is a touch hole? Now, a touch hole, if you are an historian, is the part of a cannon that they would suffocate until they wanted the flame to go down into the cannon to shoot. They literally touch the hole and then let it go, and then the air would flow through, and then the rest of the flint would drop, and then boom. However, when I say a touch hole, I mean a part of the anatomy that it's better than saying fucking asshole. Maybe it's that. I don't know. Depends upon if you've taken any history classes and if Western Civ 2 stuck it all. That's all. That's kind of where it's at. Yeah, Trish, you nailed it. He's absolutely made an effect on the world. It's just, what does he choose to affect the world with? And that's the challenge. That's the challenge with this, with a chart like his. He was meant and destined to affect people. What kind of part did he play in it? And this is the thing that gets frustrating to me. Why does it continue to be allowed? When his parents resigned from taking responsibility of him, they did a disservice to the world. It's that simple. It's that simple. They neglected. It's poor parenting. At the end of the day, it's poor parenting. That's how we got here, right? Yeah, my phone's blowing up. My phone's blowing up. Jim Harbaugh got fired from the Ravens. Didn't have that one on my bingo card. How do you get rid of a coach that was the coach of the year, brought you to multiple Super Bowls, and your kicker missed it at the last kick? The rookie kicker missed a 28-yard field goal, which is, I can do that. I only got 9 toes. I know you're a Virgo, Rachel. Everybody knows you're a Virgo when you meet them. Yeah, he would go great in New York. Wouldn't it be fun if Jim Harbaugh was the coach of the Raiders and he played his brother twice a year? See him down there. Be must-watch football, right? Yeah, I think it just happened. I think it happened like within a couple hours ago. But holy Toledo, right? Holy Toledo. Anyways, I'm going to do a show on the Super Bowl picks. I think I got to tell you, I'm a Vikings guy, and watching Sam Darnold for 2 years, he's the Trent Dilfer of the NFL right now. He does just enough to keep you out of trouble. He knows when to hand it off. He makes 5 good throws a game, gets you the first down, keeps the drive alive. Sometimes they score, sometimes they kick it, sometimes they walk it in. He's not blowing anybody's skirt up with his numbers, except for the fact that he's got 14 wins in 2 seasons, and the only other person to ever do that is Tom Brady. Sit down. Sit down. Got to respect that. Now, is he a system guy? Did you just say go Pack go? Yeah, Alex, my opinion of you is just listen. The Packers are a fine organization. That Micah Parsons thing is the best thing he ever did. Yeah, there you go. Now I'm seeing the Bills. Pack and Steelers Super Bowl. That'd be a throwback, wouldn't it? That would be fun. Yeah, you just want to see Aaron Rodgers in that. And, I found myself pulling for the Steelers in that, but I wasn't anti-Ravens. I wasn't, sometimes you don't like the other team. Like anyone versus the Cowboys, anyone is the favorite to me. Like that's just, sorry. Right? Yeah, that I was at a Vikings game when everything went down with my gallbladder. I was at the Washington game, and Harrison Smith got that interception, and I'm doubled over going, "Hey man!" Anyways, oh yeah, listen, there's ways to approach social. And by the way, the NFL has no love lost for the White House. I'm gonna give them a thumbs up on that. I don't really care for Roger Goodell's business style, but I will give him a 10 out of 10 with the social distancing of the White House and the Eagles sort of showing up at the White House, but not every. It was whatever. We're having a good time. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. So yeah, so the NFL is going to be a kind of a fun take. But back on the astrology of things, when we have this stellium coming up during this sun transit through Aquarius, which starts on, I think it's the 20th this time around, we're going to see a lot of energy. And actually, Mars and Venus, they're doing this incredible dance this year. They are, it's one goes, Venus, who is quicker, actually has a really important retrograde, where Mars doesn't have any retrogrades. So if you have one that's going at the pace of 4 and the other one at the pace of 3, but the 3 has to back up twice during the year, they're gonna tag each other a bunch of times. So Venus and Mars are going to be real impactful. And again, both are passionate planets. It's just how they go about passion and how they go about planeting and how they go about technique and how they go about, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. I like that. Janet, the little muse that could. Janet, I love that. For sure. Oh my gosh, Alex, you've got to have your gallbladder taken out on the 26th, by the way. No details that can get any of us in trouble. Good luck. I am going to, yeah, Janet's got the idea of the day. One thing I would advise on that, before you go in, get super clean with your diet. And when I say super clean, no fried foods, duh. Stay away from the cheeses. and start to kind of do it's almost like a prep a little bit. Of course, in this, I see all the videos of the if you have 72 hours before your surgery, you should do, they don't necessarily say colon prep, but, to do a mild lax or something. And I once upon a time, I would have said that will never happen to me. I never had it. And guess what? You get a little anesthesia in you, and it's not the fact that they're affecting the body that they are. I hope they're able to do it laparoscopically. You'll be in and out of there. You'll be eating cheeseburgers in a week. You know what I mean? Patriots. Hey, Debbie, your keyboard's broken. Just kidding. I am so torn about this. I'm finally realizing that I just despise Bill Belichick's cheating style. Sorry, I say it like it is. Tom Brady, I'm glad he's starting to become a better newscaster, but announcer. But enough with the excited talking over Burkhardt, man. Right? No salad or dill pickles. Look at this. Do a mild cleanse. Look at this. And by the way, we're not going to go into everybody's health history here, but these people know what they're talking about. You know what, Alex? If they had identified it, I would have had mine out too. And it would have been and the doctor even said to me today, he goes, if this was something that was identified before things went south, he's like, you would have been down for about a week to 10 days. He goes, you would have slept it off, you would have had gas, you would have, eaten mild foods for a couple of days. Oh, and one of the things that I found too, bone broth soup. Chop up some chives, put them right in there. It's ridiculously flavorful coming out of this. Well, yes, Joanne, if you click on the gift of that, just buy it for crying out loud, and I'll send it to whoever you want me to. That's very much what happened to me. Very much. Exactly, all of those things. And out on a Friday 7 years ago, full steak dinner Saturday, but the pain beforehand, yeah. Look at Joanne figured out where her keyboard is. She usually just sits and just snarkies. Anyways, love you, Joe. Need to make sure that the world's at home. You guys are fun. You guys are fun. So listen, No, you're not. All right. Let's see if the screens work here. If I go like this. Wait a minute. What is... That's not going to work. Nope. 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 Better. You better, you better, you bet. Oh, how do we do this? If we do this for a little bit. Maybe that. Oh. I can still be in the middle of the screen and everything else is fine. How do we feel about that, everybody? Let's take a vote. Tell you what, I'll tally it up after the show. Yeah, that I had a little borderline catastrophe, but I'm here. And I'm back. And the test came back okay. All right, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go. By the way, my blank wall in my studio will be complete in the next week. The podcasting is where I'm going to be a lot. Yeah, this is a good one, right? And got a couple of cards here. This is, I'm trying to remember the name of this one. This is like the inspiration deck. I didn't want to do 2 tarot tonight and give Snoopy a little bit of a break. Also, throughout my cleanup, I found a ton of stuff. I got a boatload of stuff. But for instance, here's an example of this deck. This one says more frequency, higher frequency, more frequency. They're beautiful cards. I just think I want those to answer the tarot today. And by popular demand, angel number cards. I'm seeing some profound work out of this. And by the way, if you have the page journal, know that there's activity in there every month for you to, every week, daily card polls. And then you can keep track of them. I'm in the midst of doing mine. I'm going to start showing mine. Yeah, Keurig, I found card decks that are, just stay tuned. Stay tuned, if you will. All right, we're going to bring in our Braille. We're going to ask our guys to connect with one another as we ask for messages to come through that we hope to receive. And we do this work in light, love, and laughter so we can become the best version of ourselves and all the work we're meant to do. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to do this work here today. I'm a lucky son of God, I know that. And it's not just because, you know, my moon and Jupiter are together. It's not just because Venus and the sun are together for me. Oh, no. I'm not just a good-looking son of a gun. I'm a blue-eyed looking son of a gun. And I'm lucky to have you guys here. I hope you enjoy it. Get back to the fun. Where are we going today? Sell your cleaned up treasures as a surprise, as a Brandon surprise box. By the way, we tried that once, and all the lawsuits, like, they elapsed, and statute of limitations. That's all I'm going to say. So we're not going to do that. It wasn't a good look for me. Yeah, I call it lessons. It's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. All right, listen. We're going to go here, Alex. And by the way, I don't care if you're like this. I just kind of... That all right? Alex, I don't do medical stuff, but let's do a read for you. Let's hope for a positive outcome. Yeah, here's to new foods you can actually eat. That's a 6 of Cups right there, my friend. But why stop there? Oh, in the little dreamland. Yeah, you're going to a different place here. And by the way, yeah, here you go. You think you're losing out on this, but you're not. So I would, and again, we'll apply this to the situation of what we know. You don't have to divulge too much here. One of the things that I'm going to recognize with this, the 5 of Pentacles this is a mindset card, right? And the mindset card, I need to explain this. When you've got 2 mindset cards here. First of all, you've got a 6 of Cups, which is kind of a new beginning. Good. Then you've got the Moon, which is uncovering the stuff you didn't know was there. Now, the 5 of Pentacles, there's 2 ways to look at the 5 of Pentacles. The first way can be you're left out in the cold. You're the little match girl. You need to sell your matches before you can eat, blah, blah, blah. No. The mindset here is thinking that you're going to miss out on things or you're going to lose out on things. Maybe you've had a series of things. By the way, I think this is the tightest setup I've had in a long time. Maybe I should move my screen over to the bottom right-hand corner, but regardless, we're in good shape. Don't go touching anything, Brandon. Jeez, Louise. But the 5 of Pentacles here, I want to tell you where the secret is in all of this. Are you ready? Can you please recognize that both of these cards, how's that, everybody? Both of these cards add up to 11. Oh, and by the way, the 18 is a 9. You know, the Moon card is 18. It's a 9 plus an 11. Your spread is an 11. This is divine. Follow the signs. They're right there. By the way, intuitive development class, start getting your notes. In the world, but not of it. In other words, you're going to go through this because you're meant to go through something right here. There's a higher purpose here. I don't know what your faith is. Do a quick review. Oh, they glisten when you listen. Well, that's the dirtiest shit I've ever said live. They glisten when you listen. In other words, when things are revealed to you with the moon card, recognize that there's something to it. Am I right or am I right or am I right? Or am I right? Now let's talk about this mindset card here. Let's go here. Oh yeah, Rings of Saturn. Of course. Oh wait, we have two here. Why do we have two? Brandon, what were we doing with the cards? Jesus, for the love of God, I just went full. Naturally high. Rings of Saturn. I guess there are two. All right, so we're going to sit with both of these. By the way, the picture's sake, naturally high and Rings of Saturn. So, why the Rings of Saturn? The Rings of Saturn would be part of the conversation here just because Saturn, Chronos, is about time. This is giving you more time. This is also giving you the necessity and the magic of stability. The rings keep, does the planet keep the rings in place, or does the rings keep the planet in place? Chicken or the egg, right? Rock and roll. I love that you guys are getting caught up with each other. One of the many reasons why I came back. So Alex, how about an angel number here? How about, well, we just go, oh, you know what? I'm going to shuffle these because that was recognizable from the last bit of it. And really shuffle these guys. These are ones that you don't necessarily shuffle a whole lot because you can just pick them normally. Wear your lucky shirt. I love these cards. Love, peace, hope, and optimism. 0330. I think we've seen this card before, but I think it's really applicable here. Pursue the goals to get what you want. Now, that's directly affecting, I think, this Five of Pentacles. Sometimes you think it's not going to go your way. It's going to be better than you think. Right? The ability to communicate, improving over time, so make it easier to interact on a broader spectrum of individuals. Ding! What if I did this for like 24 hours? One of the things I've always wanted to do is to stay on YouTube for a full day, maybe 6 or 7 hours, but still. But 0330. Oh, and by the way, that's 6. By the way, how do we start this? So, Alex, good luck to you. Happy and healthy. I don't make medical predictions, but I think that this is what I do know. If you're ahead of it, you're in good shape, right? Oh yeah, Ian Runkle. Yeah, somebody else told me about him. There's 3 or 4 of them that have done it, and I would also kind of wanted to do a extra optimistic kind of marathon. Have guests come in through the whole thing. Have Penny pop in. By the way, Penny has sent me some of the funniest shit. Things like, how are you feeling, dear? How are you feeling, my dear? Also, can I have your crystals? Who says that shit to somebody like that? I know she's got some news. Alex, good luck to you, buddy. Hope you get there. All right. I'll have a sleepover. I'm here. Listen, guys, she doesn't need anything for her ego. She's doing great. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. Yeah, no need to give her ego, though, right? Thank you so much for the well-to-do. Listen, I absolutely have to give this one right here. This is like, Janet, I am so using that when I talk about Venus and Mars. This is the dance, because it's literally what they're doing. They're doing this dance. So this one's for you, Eric. Good. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. These are good. I might dig out of this one, though. Here we go. Oh, King of Swords. What is up with you and Dad? Why does your dad show up in every single one of these? So the King of Swords shows up, as I like to call it, the dad belt. Because, you know, he likes to show his sternness here. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to use it. The Chariot. Maybe I should do some shuffling. And the Hangman. Did I actually have this exact same pull? So this is about seeing things from a different perspective, maybe even realizing something that Dad left for you. Maybe a gift that you didn't see as a gift at first, right? Yes, you did. No, I'm sorry. I'm from Gangsters in High Heels in the 90s, blended. Something tells me you got some stories. Oh my gosh. Kathy, you have to send that to me. You know that Penny's like blown up because she posted stuff for George, and George attacked her in the middle of a live. Right? So listen, Janet, this is actually really good news. I don't know. I feel like I pulled this. Maybe I'm having deja vu. Maybe my timelines are mixed. But listen, how about with the King of Swords? Be the big one. That has to do with ideas. That has to do with ideals. And it has to do with presence. Right? Here we go. Inescapable bliss, Chariot. Maybe a realization will allow you to become whole. Huh. The reverse bucket list with the Hangman. Let's talk. What this might mean to me. There's something to be said about thinking that it's what you want all the time and it's being driven. It's where we find purpose. You know, we get up in the morning and I say, I'm going to make videos. By the way, very Red Hot Chili Peppers here, right? Very kind of like Raisin in the Sun. Very harnessing dreams kind of feel. But the reverse bucket list to me is about saying not what's in it for me, but what's in it for everybody else. Right? And Mother's Milk, exactly. So maybe this is about reassessing where your dreams are. Right? Understanding that maybe, you know, we all do it. We all say, I mean, listen, you know, December 1st, I have a completely different game plan than January 6th. I just have a different game plan, right? That's kind of cool. Yeah, I've caught a little bit about that, but yeah, you guys can clue me in. Trish always gives me the good stuff and is like, you got to watch this one. But Janet, look at you go. I know, just be, you know, be ready for some unexpected good perspective here. We're going to go right here. Fucking come on, girl. You got the 1111 card. Shall I read it? Yes, I shall. Wishes come true. Moderation, patience flowing, self-realization, manifestation, gateway, and taking action. You're in for a lucky break. It may come as happy news, experience, new opportunities, or an exciting acquaintance. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. You will not. It is not a coincidence, but rather a gift of fate. case you want to take a little screenshot of that. I have no idea how to balance this. Here we go. By the way, pause it if you need it. So Janet, you're going to have to come back next week and tell us where we're going, how we doing. And by the way, this is the season to tackle a lot of things with family, by the way. Astrology knew what it was doing when, after the holidays, there's a full Cancer moon. Because that full Cancer moon is exposing the family crud, the family non-credentials, if you will. Right? Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there. I think I need to rejoin the ranks. What do you guys say? Somebody asked for a reading, and I think I need to go there. Yvette, the gallbladder team. Here we go, kid. So, by the way, future reference. The pick-me's don't usually get picked. But Yvette, I like your style here, and I like your contribution, so thank you so much. We're going to do a quick shuffle here. But you've really been contributing in a great way, which is why I want to give you the Page of Swords. Oh, this is new ideas. New direction, new job. Seven of Swords. Love don't come easy, as Michael Tramp once said. And then we are going to be the Wounded Warrior about it. So this is about learning. This is about taking a new direction on things that you've learned from the past. I mean, think about what you giving me the advice with the gallbladder stuff. Kudos to you. Like, yeah, I still need to hear this stuff. By the way, still the funniest thing that somebody told me that they are no longer able to eat is lettuce. Somebody hates me right now, and I don't care. That was just funny. But going through that and then sharing that experience is kind of, it's healing in a way. Because you get to relive it in a non-traumatic way, and you can say, okay, well, there was some purpose to it. There was some reasonable, consequence out of it that would allow me to be able to move it along. The Seven of Swords is about avoiding danger, and a lot of people don't know the story about the Seven of Swords, but the Seven of Swords is actually a peacemaker. It's also somebody that says, you know what, I'm in this for me. I don't really care about your conflict. I don't care about your intergalactic battle. I don't care about your politics. I don't care that you have 6 toes and 3 nipples. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm going to leave you what I think you deserve. And those 2 swords will be a duel. And we will still have people come into town and see a duel, but it won't be bloody. It will just be 2 people beating each other up. And we will sell our trinkets and our goods, and tourism will be up. And I'll sell some sandwiches and some coffee. That's really what the Seven of Swords is about. Now, the Nine of Swords, or the Nine of Wands, rather, is about being tired to think that you always have to battle, that you always have to be the one that take it on the chin. This is really telling you to be proactive in your problem solving, in your conflict resolution, and to not put up with it. The Nine of Wands is also a good teacher. By the way, why did I go through this? I don't know, but I will tell you, all right, I'll cut to the chase with some of the things I experienced. I think I downloaded a lot of readings yet to come, because I've slowly been realizing that as much as I'm a medium and I connect with spirit, I actually tap into the ethos and they tell me what's going on. My greatest clair is cognizance. So I'm aware of things before they happen in a matrix sort of way. And I think I downloaded. Well, I had to go through that Wounded Warrior part of it. And how do they need to do this? Let's see. Well, he's down to 9 toes. So we don't want to do the toe thing again. That's getting old. Why don't we take something from the inside? Let's take his heart. No, if we take his heart, he'll be dead. Jesus Christ. Can we take something? What doesn't he need? Appendix. Everybody has an appendix out. Why don't we have something that's slow moving? Let's even give him a little bit of torture and have him be in pain for 3 years leading up to it. And, oh, by the way, have him start to ask for help and not get it. Make that part of the wound. And then we'll make it all together a big pain in the ass, because he'll be in another state with his dad and he'll have to push the wheelchair with a half a gallbladder hanging out of him. Yeah, let's do that. And then when he goes under, let's make sure it's a nice long surgery so we can download a whole bunch of stuff in his brain. And by the way, he can do another 30,000 readings in the rest of his career. That's the Wounded Warrior card, kid. Now, what does it mean to you? Let's take some of these beauties here. Let's do a little explanation. Oh, I like this. Unrequited love. Requited love. Requilted, revibe, re-whatever. This is about loving yourself through the process. Like, don't beat yourself up. We've all done stuff that we're not proud of. Everybody in this room. Remember that time that you did the thing that you were like, yeah, I should have changed my name. You know, yeah, I hope they don't call again. But if you approach this from the idea of saying, because I love myself, I'm going to do this differently. Ooh, game changer. That gets rid of the shame. That gets rid of the stigma. It gets rid of the baggage. So move forward without baggage here. Whew. Divine discombobulation. Yep. Little spiritual misdirect right there, everybody. Can you guys actually see that? I think that's the reason why I didn't keep using these cards, because the font on it is so. I wish they had a better publisher. Divine discombobulation. Beautiful. You got a lamb in a top hat. You got a lion with a massage therapist. This looks like AI bullshit, just to let you know. Not a fan. Beautiful, but still not a fan long term. The backstroke through the river of gold. In other words, the top, as my good Gaelic friends will know, all of the hard days are gone. You're kind of in the free and clear. This is your opportunity to be like, you've been there, you've done that. You can now allow yourself to say, aha, and accomplish because of it. That I think is important. Where are we going with this? Nope. They want me to go this way. They want me to go right here. Where are we? 2020. This is compassion, mercy, diplomacy, potential service. It is the confirmation that your assumption and beliefs are correct, but it is also encouragement for you to use your talents and gifts or experiences because they will benefit the world as well as your pockets. Money, 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 money. Be of service to others, and the potential is enormous. So a little bit of a Virgo indent here, along with Libra energy and along with Sagittarius energy. So this is about being optimistic. This is about saying, okay, I don't have to do it that way. Actually, this is, that's the last card of Libra. And what that tells me is that you've got to do this stuff for your own sanity here. That like your changes are about personal sanity. It's also about learning from personal experiences. And quite frankly, it's not painful. But you've got to start out on the right foot. You have to do it for yourself. You have to do it for your own sanity. You have to do it for your own love of self. I love this stuff. I love this read. I think you're pretty solid here. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yvette, thanks so much for joining us. Listen, you'll get the hang of it. You'll just be like, Brandon, let me tell you a little bit of a tidbit. Let me rename the planets for you. That's all I'll get a reading. But Yvette, thanks so much for being part of things here. I appreciate your input and your influence here. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Milk of Amnesia is running pretty heavy. Yeah, maybe. Maybe for me. Why are you guys talking about quarks? Hey, Jess, how are you? We were just talking about you. That might be the new Neo. Yeah, that's right. It's funny. I probably shared this with you, but you probably weren't putting it together for this. But when they took out the stones, the gallbladder issue, they look like corks. They look like champagne corks. How funny is that? How about 3, kid? Triumph, magic. Hurry up and get the lubricant. That's a. I was at a play once. It was fun. Everybody was dressed different. Anyways, could you put a little bit more urgency into a message? First of all, the Six of Wands is, you're down with the people, but you're leading them. It's about taking the reins of this. The Magician is not necessarily knowing or seeing everything, but letting it happen, allowing it to happen, right? And then the Eight of Wands is just, what are you waiting for? Why would you wait? Why would you wait? Right? One of these. Couple of those. Living and loving in the fifth dimension. Da-da, 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 da-da. Paper tigers. Oh, I like this. So paper tigers to me in this often means kind of like, I think the Magician to the paper tigers here is saying everything's an illusion that you might think is going to be in the way. Why stop there? Why stop there? Process of illumination. You are becoming. Happy to be on the same train. All right, I want everybody to guess. I want everybody to tap into this. Right? Oh, that perfect. Yeah, get off your ass. So there are 4 digits on every single one of these cards. I want you guys to write down the numbers that you think are going to be in here. Now, a lot of them are repeat, like 1111, or they bounce back and forth between 2 numbers, like 1212 or 0330. Just to let you know, that's kind of how the deck is set up. But I want you guys to put 4 digits together like that right now. Lock it in. Put it in. I'll give you guys a second. Kathy didn't follow any of the directions, and we love you for it, but we'll come to you next. 444. There you go. Getting the hang of it. By the way, the 4732 is kind of fun. Look at that. Now you guys are getting the hang of it. I'm expecting double digits. So when you say double digits, like 8181 type of thing or 1818. There we go. Now we're getting the hang of it. Now we're getting the hang of it. 2424. 1888. Why would you put 1888? 1888. 2112 is in there. Yep, for sure. Wow. Look at you guys go. Love it. You guys are doing great. Couple more and then we'll grab one here. By the way, after the doctor telling me I can't touch sugar, he's like, you can ease into it. I got these spearmint leaves that I haven't been able to find in years. When the pandemic came in, so many people threw things off. Oh, your drive-through order change was $8.88. Huh. So your meal was $11.12. Yeah, the jelly ones. You know it. You know what's up. It is so my absolute downfall. 2 cheeseburgers. Look at this. Now we're going to guess what you got. Yes, the spearmint leaf candy. So you either got the quesadilla meal, or I don't think you can get anything at Wendy's for $11 anymore. Not a meal anyways. I'm assuming it's a meal. I would go to a quarter pounder. I could do a quarter pounder, maybe a Big Mac. Back in Taco Bell, you could have, the Cantina menu might have something at about 11, 12, right? The filet of fish, McDonald's rare treat. I love it. Ba 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 da ba. They should be sponsors because this part right here is gone. All right, here we go. Ba da ba ba ba. Oh, by the way, just boop and boop and boop. 888. Well, Trish, it's karma. You're dealing with balance of finances, success, wealth cycles, blah, 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 all the shit that makes you good. A lot of money's coming your way. Fortune refers to more than just monetary and material success. It's the impact that you have on the world. This message encourages you to take personal responsibility, to use it and realize your greatest potential. By the way, just pulled it out of the middle of the deck. That's how we do it. Chris, buddy, how are you? Hey, Chris, it was my gallbladder. I almost died. Chris is my cousin. We were out to dinner for my dad, and I had the chicken tortilla soup, broth only, and they still sent me all the other stuff. The checkout lady told me to play the 888 number. Well, holy shnikes. There you go, kid. Yeah, you know, I love Trish. All right, guys. Let's see what else we got going on here. Trish, thank you. It's time. Our plan is, the plans are coming together. Coming together. Yeah, I enjoy this too because, you know, the world's a complicated place, and it's so funny that we boil it down. When you go simple, let me switch screens here for a second. When you go simple, things come to you in the best way. $1.99 for 2 tacos at Jack's. Simple, right? And listen, I've had to take a step back in so many things. I've had to look at it differently. I've had to not feel like I'm in a rush anymore. Yeah, Trisha's got some really cool stuff coming. Really cool stuff. All right. I'm going to get back to my regular hour-and-a-half sessions. Sort of hitting the thing. You guys have so much fun. I want to go down to win for the Canadians. These people. What do I want to do with those? All right, I'm going to do 2 more. How we're going to do it. We're going to go. Chris, I love that you're on. I hope you're still on. And you know what? We're going to go right here. Thanks for contributing. I'm a big fan. Ann Canadian. Now I can see your whole name. Isn't that great? You're not Ann Davidson, are you? Ann Canadian. It sounds like you're an add-on at the end of an order. Ann Canadian. Are you really? Oh my gosh. I'm actually on like the 15th page of your book. Oh, and we're doing some work together coming up. Isn't that fun? All right, we're going to go back to the... Oh, that's the one you guys didn't like. That's the one we were okay with. All right, there we go. Whoop, here we go. And coming to you. Owner of a lonely heart, much better than owner of a broken heart, much better than a Get out now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This is where I'm going to go with this one. You have decided that you have put your own health and well-being ahead of sacrifice for others. It does look painful, but I'm going to tell you that the Ten of Swords is a growth card. It's also an Aquarian card. So you are being called to help the old way end. I don't know if you're traveling yet, but you're gonna. I also know that and by the way, the Three of Swords in the heart is not a direct heart. It is a conflict of the mental pursuits of the sword and the emotional pursuits of the heart. So that idea is not as painful as what you think. It's reconciliation. It is an intersection of mind over emotion. It is the blend of rational emotion. The Ten of Swords, I mean, come on, who stabs themselves in the back 10 times and makes it look like a suicide? I mean, hello, he didn't do this to himself. This is the world. Is it a little disenchanting? Sure. But as the highest Aquarian card, it is about putting to bed old thought patterns. And the Three of Wands represents the first wand is behind them, the second wand is beside them, and the third wand is ahead of them. This is also known as the Prophet card. In other words, going out and showing the world that it is changing. Time to, this is, listen, earlier Janet's, poll, everybody was like, that's damn awesome. And it was. I'm going to argue that Anne's is the most mature poll of the night. It is as grown up as it gets. Keep your wits about you. Look at the old ways and let them go. Go out and tell people how to be better. And I don't give a shit how old you are. Beautiful souls on the inside is the experience. Hall of Mirrors. So probably your experience was self-reflecting. I see it. I see it in myself. I see the change. In between the lifetime lagoon, one of the things about the Capricorn movement into Aquarius is the dichotomy of the two, but it's ruled by Saturn. Didn't we have rings of Saturn earlier? Wanderlust is a must. I love it when these cards rhyme. Here, let me share that. They have the mint drop in it. So listen, let's pull a number. By the way, let's work with our intuition here. This time I'm going to pull the card and I'm going to hold it here. Why don't you guys lock in? Go ahead and put in a number. I'm going to actually leave it face up off camera. Maybe you could use some psychometry. Maybe you can see the patterns. And again, I'm going to give you this hint. It is two numbers and they appear twice. Five. Interesting. Interesting, Rita. 4242. 2828. 2525. Rita, what do you change in here? Michelle, 3535. 1414. 1717. I'm digging this. You guys are getting them. 444 again. Kathy with the 7700. 1122. All right, one more second. Gimlets. That's what they are. And the card is, pay attention to the intuitive ones. 1441. 1414, you were so close. By the way, special credit to the fives out there, because 1 plus 4 is 5 and 4 plus 1 is 5. The 55 kind of showed up, so half credit over there. Unique skills. And Sami, if you heard this one before. Life goals, mission, sense of self, honesty, important projects. I give you your card spread. It's time of the intense self-development. Focus on your mind and your craft. You already have what it takes to succeed, but practice makes you a master. It also serves you to find your purpose. Leveling up in either career or business or in helping humanity right now. I think that's a mic drop. Told you I was going to do 2 more. By the way, the next one I'm going to do is going to be for everybody. If I didn't get to you, here's your well wish. Here's the way you're going to go. By the way, free class this time slot next week. All you got to do is go to tbrandonruss.com, sign up on the front page, go to the other things, say, I want in. By the way, I'm going to give you a full sales pitch. People that are in the class are actually going to be receiving this either as a recording or they can come live. And I'm going to go over the different weeks, type activities that we're going to do. Oh, there's tons of activities. You're going to work. You're going to mentally pursue your intuition. You know why? I've been teaching it for 10 years and they told me I got to go do this. And I'm okay with it. I know. It's like, you know. All right, guys, this is for everybody. I got hot hands. We're going to go like this. And by the way, how many of you people were absolutely panicking when I was rolling out her cards going, oh no, Anne? And yet it spoke to them. Never assume that a negative card is the bad card. I think I'm picking up on what's going on in the world right now. Here's the policeman of the world. I'm in charge. No, I'm in charge. Do you have bald hair and like to worship men in hats? Boop. I know, we'll start a war and we'll just go ahead and kind of whatever. Bunch of fives coming out. You fives were predicting shit. Celebrate, good times come on. The righteous will fall so that we may celebrate. Well, you can dance if you want to. You can dance if you want to, but you leave your friends behind. Because if you don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. Say. Welcome to Secrets. Here we go. Seduced by the sweetness. It's going to be so great. You're not going to see it. It's going to be the most amazing thing. We're the greatest. We're number one. Touch hole. You are already golden. In other words, I think what this is kind of trying to let us know, let the cups fall where they may. Let the bullshit absolutely just happen. You're good. This is a war of free will, mindset, and consciousness. You guys do know that. This is them playing with their toys before we get rid of them, before we take them away. My son needs to do better in school, and he said, please don't take my video games away. And I said, I'll do that for you. He's currently looking for a TV. Anyways, we are all about who we are. And we've got this. We have them cornered and they just don't realize it. And then when they do realize it, they'll become vicious because it's what they do. Right? Let's see what this celebration is all about. Because you're the rainmaker. This is the rainmaker of kindness. This is about getting back to nature, to me. This is about being decisive. This is about fulfilling our needs. This is about washing away the sins. This is about making sure that the first time it was ruined by, I'm going to go back. This earth has been ruined by salt and fire. This earth has been ruined by water. This earth has been changed by electromagnetic pole shifts. We've changed so many different times. We'd be arrogant to think that we're not about to face a change. Like, that's the ignorance. The rainmaker, to me, is about recognizing that our happiness will be in what we make of it, our ability to renew, our ability to regenerate, right? Our idea to repurpose. I have a room full of repurposed stuff that I got at estate sales, yard sales, whatever. And as I went through them, I'm like, this is really cool. And I love lamps. Go ahead, say the line. And right now my room is illuminated with a whole bunch of different lamps, and it's special to me. I don't know why, but I need the lamps to rejuvenate, to relight. And when you look at, like, say, the Hermit card, when you do the spiritual evolution, the Hermit's holding a lantern. Well, that lantern is that light within. By the way, nobody can take it from you. Nobody will ever tell you that you're wrong. Nobody will ever go through what you go through. And that rain dance is what you need to do. I joke around about going to Taco Bell. Well, why do I talk about this? Because every once in a while, I just want to know that I'm going to eat something that's not so horrible for me that it's going to, do awful things to me. But it's just that thing of like, well, I have to eat something, so I'm going to make sure I'm going to make a smart choice. I'm going to have the quesadilla. I'm going to have cheese. I'm going to have chicken. And the joke is that I don't take the time to cook for myself. Well, I'm learning to take the time for myself. I'm looking to set myself up so that then I don't get into situations where I want to be in situations where I embrace the situation I'm in and enjoy it. Right? I think we're in for a major shift. And by the way, these two change cards, the Hierophant is who's in charge. The Five of Cups is about losing part of it, the parts that we don't need. And the Three of Cups is about the celebration of what we've lost. And the Rainmaker is about washing it away. The things that we're going through is going to be a pimple in the ass of humanity. Right? And listen, I'm not mitigating it, but World War II is a pimple on our ass now. Like, there are lessons. Did we learn them? Right? We're not in ramification mode. That's what I mean by pimple on the ass. Like, it doesn't affect us day to day anymore. But there's deep-seated, rooted things that we should be taking from it. Same thing for this time period. We're the ones that are helping it shift. We are it. Right? %. Hey, Nick Murray, how are you? Hope you're able to see a little bit more of this. I'm just kind of wrapping up. Hey, Kathy, I want you to do something for me. Kath, I didn't get to you for a reading, but can you give me a number 1 through 40? I like the randomness. And I want the rest of everybody to pick out a number again, 4-digit number. Again, a lot of them are repeat numbers, like 1212. One we just had, what was it, 1414. 1441. They tend to be those numbers or all of them together, one off digit, right? And then also 3 digits of repeats, like 111, 222, 333. So whatever you want to pull out here, go ahead and do that. And Kath, give me a number 1 through 40. Whew, that was a little uncomfortable. Because I'm going to go that many. Hey, Kath, give me a number 1 through 40, and I'm going to go down that many cards, and that'll be the card that I pick. $37. Of course you did. 2, 3. 4, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 18. Willpower. Very accurate. Way to go, Kath. Right? Oh, wow. Rachel's on fire tonight. 18. Achievement, success, striving forward, prosperity, go-getters, courage, luck. Wow. Quote, significant events are in the cards for you. You will progress. You will show progress in your endeavors and gain new experiences. The right people, resources will be put in your path. An excellent proposal of change is coming up. You are destined for greatness. I love my work. I love you guys. Thank you for being part of my journey. Feel free to tune in. Get the free class, tbrandonruss.com, Understanding Your Intuition. We've got this series coming up here. Thank you for being part of my journey. I'm getting stronger every day. It's kick ass. Take names. We got work to do. Age of Aquarius. Full stop. Keep going.